Counting my blessings, naming them one by one. And if you need a witness, I will be the one. Hello, good evening, and happy Friday. I hope you're enjoying your Friday night. Thank you very much for your time today with me on Podcast with Sheila Live. I think this is about the fourth or fifth time I'm doing a live on Podcast with Sheila. Tonight, I'm excited for us to do a replay of our episode 90, which is currently airing. If you're not able to join me in this live episode and you happen to watch it later as a replay of a replay, that sounds funny, doesn't it? Yeah. As a replay, then please leave all your comments in the comment section below. Everything else that you want us to be adding, things you want us to be taking out, just leave them in the comment section below. As I always say, it's a privilege for me to introduce myself and share with the public or anybody who cares to listen the job that we do here on this platform. So Podcast with Sheila is that podcast that is spreading positivity around the world by sharing inspiring life experiences. From time to time, we bring in guests for them to come and share with us their life experiences. And one of such days is today, where we are going to be doing a replay of our episode 90. That was with Nicole. Nicole had come on to share with us her story. What I'm going to be doing now is to play about 5 to 7 minutes of this episode as a teaser for you to go ahead and have a watch by yourself. And when you do that, please don't forget to leave all your comments in the comment section below for me, or for us, myself and my lovely guest Nicole. Don't forget to leave your comments there for us, and also don't forget to subscribe if you've not done that already. Kindly please share the episode on your timelines, on your status, put them wherever people will see it and get to know about Podcast with Sheila and the job you're doing here. We know that we've shared over the years, we've shared over 100 episodes, and I keep getting response from people who listen to it about the good job we're doing. Some of them tend to leave their reviews on our platforms, others send them to me privately. So thank you very much for supporting us. Let's go on and have about a 5 to 7 minutes replay of episode 90.
When I had that crash, I was hospitalized for 4 months. I was in the ICU for 7 weeks. It was up and down, life and death every day. Massive injuries. I'm not going to go into all the details of that, but just to let you know that I did have 2 more near-death experiences in the hospital where I actually coded on the operation table. They called my time of death, told my parents I died, and to get ready for preparations for a funeral.
Greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. And this is by Nelson Mandela. Welcome to another inspiring episode of Podcast with Sheila, the podcast that is spreading positivity around the world by sharing inspiring life experiences. She is an award-winning health expert, an author, and co-author of many books. She has hosted many TV and radio shows to share her unique perspective on wellness, lifestyle, and nutrition. She has appeared on CNN, PBS, CBS, ABC, and the Food Channel. We have with us here today Nicole, who will be sharing with us her life experiences that led her to the woman she is today. Hello, Nicole, and welcome to Podcast with Sheila.
Well, hello, Sheila. Thank you so much. I'm so appreciative to be on your podcast today. I've been looking forward to this all weekend.
Great. It's a privilege to be hosting you today. I've read a brief of your story, and I'm excited for us to be sharing this story today. I believe it's going to be an impact to a lot of people, and it's going to be a great one on our podcast platform. So in brief, who is Nicole? Where does she come from? Just a basic background story before we set the ball rolling.
Okay, well, Nicole grew up in Jackson, Mississippi, so very much a Southern girl, and grew up in a very religious household. I was raised as Southern Baptist and Lutheran, so I was raised in a very conservative household. My father was a Marine, so we did what we were told. There was no talking back to parents. There was no becoming your own individual. My parents knew what was best for us, and we assumed they did, and we did everything we were supposed to. So I grew up being a people pleaser, and that's an identity that served me when I was a child, but it no longer serves me. And I think a lot of us fall into that trap, and we never get out of that identity, and it winds up causing us not to have our own identity, because we're never going to be honest with ourselves when we're trying to please someone else. We're going to pretzel ourselves into different shapes to please others. And at the end of the day, Sheila, the sad thing is we don't ever get what we want and need. So I grew up in the South, and then to please my father, I went off to the United States Air Force Academy, which is a military school. Now, you have to understand, I was not military inclined at all. I was a model. I worked on a team board in high school. I did junior achievement. I did, racquetball, softball. I was not a varsity athlete. I had none of the prerequisites that you would think of as being military oriented, except for the fact that my dad was in the military and wanted one of his 4 siblings. So in order to get the attention, the respect, the admiration, the love, being seen, I applied because they had just allowed women, and to my shock, I got accepted. So here I go off after high school to this military institution, and I knew within the first 3 weeks that my soul and body were in the wrong place. But in our family, you're not allowed to quit anything. Failure is not an option. There's a lot of shame and humiliation and embarrassment that comes with quitting something, especially something this big and special. So even though I knew I was in the wrong place and I wanted to quit, I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't make myself do it. So I suffered a lot of abuse that first year, and then going into my second year, I still couldn't quit. And then a car crash happened.
Nicole, share with us your career journey, or should I say your work journey, because as I read earlier on in your intro, I realized you're a TV person as well, but I'm beginning to realize that you were in the military. I don't know how both of them work, but share with us your work journey so that we understand the story proper.
So after going to the academy, I was in a car crash, so pronounced dead at the scene. And that is why I wrote the book, You Are Deathless. It took me 13 years to write the book. My near-death experience, my memory did not come back for another 19 years. So the only memory I had was bright white lights. And I went into the field of nutrition and became a dietitian and did a lot of TV shows around nutrition. And I did that because my parents, when I had that crash, I was hospitalized for 4 months. I was in the ICU for 7 weeks. It was up and down, life and death every day. Massive injuries. I'm not going to go into all the details of that, but just to let you know that I did have 2 more near-death experiences in the hospital where I actually coded on the operation table. They called my time of death, told my parents I died, and to get ready for preparations for a funeral. Then my heart just started again after 2 minutes. Okay, so that was another NDE. And then I had another one where my lungs filled up with fluid and they could not get the fluid off of my lungs, and I was literally suffocating. So I left my body again. So during that space...
Nicole, I appreciate the story you shared so far. I have so many questions to ask you, but how did the accident happen? Were you in the military when the accident happened, or had you come out of it?
No, I was still in the military. I was 19 years old. I was starting my 2nd year there, and I was getting a ride back to the academy with a old...
Great. So this is where I'm going to have to put my pause button on, and I'm going to encourage you to go and listen to the rest of the story yourself. I would urge you that when you're listening to it, please leave all your comments in the comment section for us below. Please share the story. If you think you're doing a good job, share the story on your platforms, your social media platforms. Please share the story on your timelines. on your status, on wherever you think anybody could see it, and it will be beneficial to people. Nicole's story is one that is really, really inspiring and very touching, and I'm excited to share it over and over again. Personally, I've listened to it more than 5 times, if I'm right. I've listened to it a number of times, because one, I wanted to be doing a replay and wanted to get story right as well. But it's something that is really, really encouraging to think of Nicole having to go through all the things she's had to go through with her legs amputated, with everything she's discussed with us in the story, and still having to go further to do her masters, to come out and be an icon on TV and on radio, and inspiring people as to eat well with their lifestyle and how to be healthy is a seriously empowering and encouraging thing to do. So I would urge you to listen to the full story, and please do well to share it as a way to support the growth of this mission, which is spreading positivity around the world through the sharing of inspiring life experiences. Many, many thanks for your time. If you happen to chance on this video, please leave us a like. Thank you very much and have a good evening. Bye.